Welcome back to Project 3A, and in this lesson I want to show you guys how to use Fusion 360 to do some basics and a few little things that you need to know to get started with Fusion 360. So we've got 5 parts that we're going to work on today, and down here you can just click on that little 3-row buttons or little dots. Download the original file, probably works the best. It's in a Word format, so I'll pull it up here and take a look. And as that's coming up, I've already got Fusion downloaded and running. So on this one, I'm going to start here. And there's a few things that you need to know about Fusion. Down here, you're going to have the model history. You'll see it start to compose as we build. And these are the parts that we're going to draw. All right, you got this part. There's 5 of them. You got this one, and this one, okay? And, of course, this one. So we're going to go through, and I'm just going to pick out a couple of them and just let you kind of see how this flows. All right. So to start out with, you always got to remember that Fusion, like most parametric modeling softwares, they have 2 formats. You're going to have a sketch mode and you're going to have a feature mode. Now, your sketch mode is where you're going to draw everything in 2D, 2 dimensions. That means you're only going to see 2 dimensions of it. And, of course, everything has a width, a depth, and a height dimension. Every object does. That's the 3 dimensions. Well, when you draw 2D, you're only going to see 2 of those. When you go to feature mode, you're going to see the 3rd dimension, which is going to be your depth. So let's jump in, and I want to minimize this a little bit, throw this over there, pull this one up so I can see it like this, and I want to start drawing this. Now, first thing I want to do is start me a sketch, and right here it is, create a sketch. And you're going to see this, it's going to ask you, well, where do you want to start a sketch at? I always like to start my sketch on the XY plane. Now, you can pick any one you want to, but I'll come in here, and if I look at my origins, there we go. And it already grabbed one for me to start out with, but let's go back. I don't want to do that. I want my sketch to be on my XY plane. So I click on my XY plane, and it probably was already there. So I'm ready to draw. Now, how I would draw this one out, I would be honest with you, I would draw the profile of it, and then I would extrude it out. So this is what I would do. I'd come up here and hit my line button, and I'd start here at the origin, and I would come over 100. All right. And I want to come up 105. I'll come over, and it's okay. You can actually just draw it up. This is what parametric modeling is. You can just draw it up, you know. You can draw it up and see how it's enclosed. It kind of turned like a blue highlight, and that's what you want. You want it enclosed so you can extrude it. You can add that feature mode and put that depth to it. But I know that dimension up here wasn't right. All you have to do is come up here, dimension, click on it, and then just click again, change that to 25. The dimension was already up, type it 25. You've got it. So as far as I can go on the sketch, so after you get done with it, you're finished with the 2D sketch. Now you're ready to go into your feature mode. Let's add some depth. So I hit Finish Sketch up here in the upper right, and I want to rotate this thing around a little bit. And when I do that, I am right now in feature mode. I can hit Extrude, click on Extrude. And when I do that, I'm extruding this thing 150. 150. And then if all that is correct, and then you can, which side do you want to put it on? It doesn't matter, you know, 1 side, 2 sides, symmetric. That means it's going to be in the middle. symmetric. I'm just going to go to the one side and no taper angle and OK. So now you can see this part coming to life. There it is. And you can use this view cube up here. So now I've got all that done, and I want to add in the chamfers up here on the top. There's a couple ways to do that. You could go in here and click on this face. You can go up here and hit sketch and click on this face. I'll rotate it over just like that by clicking that little button. You could do it like this. You can go here and line and just come in here and put these lines. And all you have to do this is what I'll do. I'm just enclosing it. Y'all see that? And I went too far there. It's all right. Hit trim. Clean that up. So all I have to do is just dimension it from that point to that point, and it is 25 times 2. Y'all see that? 25 times 2. It means this side and this side. And then I'll hit from there to there. And let's make that 25. So you see how I've got that? And I can do it over here too. Well, I'm going to do it just for this side, and I'll show you another method for this side. So I'm finished as far as I can go with it. And the reason I've done this is I'm just cutting this. So the only thing I'm worried about is these dimensions there. So when I hit finish sketch, I always like to turn it a little bit so I can see it in a 3D look. I go back to extrude, and profile is this, and of course this. I've got the whole thing. See, I want all this. I really didn't have to go out here and do this extra. All I had to do was that triangle, but I just want to hit everything. And you see how the arrow's going this way? Well, if it's going that way, it's going to extrude it out, okay? But I want to cut it. I don't want to add to it. I don't want to pull this thing outwards, because right now, if I were to do that and give it a distance of, 10 millimeter or something like that. Do you all see how it's adding that material to it? There we go. You can see it's adding that material to it, and I don't want that. I want to cut it. So I come down here, and I'll go to cut. Instead of join, I want to cut the operation. And it's still showing it back that way, so I have to hit distance. I want to cut all the way through. See how it goes back the other way? And then I hit OK on that, and it cuts it out. Y'all see that? Now, we'll turn this thing around just a bit. I'll turn to the front here. Hit that little corner. So this one's done, but I want to show you another little method to do that a little bit faster, and it's called a chamfer tool, and it would be right over here in my modify. It's a chamfer. Now that's what those are, those little corners or chamfers. All you'd have to do is click on that point right there, and the edge would be 25 and 25, and you hit OK. Was a lot faster, wouldn't it? So either way works, but you want to be as efficient as you possibly can. Now the next thing you got is a hole down here that goes all the way through. Now there's two ways to do that. You can do it with a hole command, or you can do it with a point, or with just put a circle and extrude and cut it. Let's show you how to do the point command. So again, create sketch, click on the face of it, rotate that around. And up here on the create, if you drop down here, you'll go to what's called a point. Click on that. Roughly put my point in there, and then I go up here to my dimension, and I start dimensioning this out. 75 that way is perfect. 37.5 would be this way. So that one's good. From there to there, and this is 37.5. It will move it. So that's exactly where I want my point. So I finish my sketch, rotate it up a little bit so I can see it. And now I'm going to put my hole in it. And right here in feature mode, this is adding the 3D, the third dimension to your drawing. Making it 3D is the hole command. Click on hole. And when you come over here and select the sketch, it should already be highlighted. When you click it, there's different holes here that you can put in it. And we're just going to do a type of hole, just a simple hole that's going through it. Distance would be all the way through it. Okay, y'all see that? So we didn't have to put the depth of it because it's gone all the way through. 118 degrees is the point of your drill, the drilling through that, so you don't have to worry about that. And the rest of that, now we just need to get the diameter right, which is 35. And right here is the diameter. That needs to be 35. Hit OK on that. And there it is. All right. So that would be a quick and easy way for you guys to do this drawing. Now, I want to show you one more thing before we go on to our next one, and it will be a separate video. But if you'll look down here, this is everything you've done. This is the history. This is the first sketch we made. This is the first extrusion. This is the second sketch we made. This is the extrusion. This is the chamfer that we did. And of course, here's the sketch for our point and our hole. There is your history. If at any point you need to go back and change something, you can. Check this out. My original sketch, let's say I need this to be, I don't know, needs to be a little bit shorter than what it is right now. Instead of 100, it should be 95. You go back and find that sketch, double click it, it takes you right back to it. And then you can just double click here, 95, enter, finish sketch, and check this out. It updated it. Y'all see that? It might have been hard to see that exactly, so let's do another one. The chamfer right here, go find it. Right there it is. Remember, we made that one. Double click it. Instead of 25, maybe we want to make it 10. See how it looks now? Hit OK. You see? That's how you edit. This is why it's called a parametric software, modeling software, because it's easy to do revisions and edits on, and it's so much easier. And again, if you want to do your point here, I want to move this hole. Well, the hole's all right, the feature, that is. I just want to move it. So you go find your sketch that you made it with, and say you want to move this to 90. You move it over to there, you just finish sketch, and it updates. Y'all see what I'm saying? So it's really, really nice and really cool, and being able to do that. So now what we're going to do is, after you get everything set up, and I'm just going to undo back to where it's all correct, okay? And I want to take a snapshot of this, and that's how you're going to submit it to me. So again, down here you got a snipping tool, and all you have to do is go new. And of course, I want you to put your initials and name it. Let's do that real quick so you know how to do it. So I'll create. I'll put them right up here. I'll turn that around. Let's put our initials on this thing so I can identify that it's you doing it. Text. Right here on the face of it, just make you a box. I'll put my initials, JCH. I can make them larger. 25 be perfect. Just OK. And whenever you do that, I'm finished with my sketch. I like that. It looks good. I want to go now to extrude. And I want to actually grab, and sometimes it's hard to get those letters. So what you'd have to do is come down here, and sometimes you can just grab. I just clicked on that, see how it grabbed that. But I'll click on it anyways right there. And I want to extrude it. Distance of, let's just say about 2 millimeters. Just enough to see it. And OK. And there it is. Now, you might want to cut that in. It's however you want to do. You can cut it like that or cut it in. However you want to do it. It doesn't matter to me as long as your initials are on it. Grab that snipping tool now. Snipping tool. And new. Grab this. Boom. File. Save as. This is project 3A. And this will be exercise 1. Save it. Okay? And then you'll have that one. And after you get all 5 of these done, we'll submit them. And I'll be able to see them and grade them. So if you need any help, let me know.